association member or any other individual participant or attendee who would like to join hands with us, who is impressed with what we do, to just reach out to us, and I'm very confident that we can together create something that will be really very, very useful. So once again, thank you very much for inviting me for this seminar. I look forward to a day of very rich engagement and productive session. Thank you very much.
Jayesh, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us today morning. As I mentioned, Telangana government has put in so much efforts, and we really appreciate the vision the government has. And as I told you earlier, we took the cue from the government when they declared year 2020 as the year of AI. That's where we got also the motivation to do the summit. So with that, I request all the chief guests and the other speakers from today morning to light the lamp and inaugurate lighting today. Let's go ahead and light the lamp.
Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampada. Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampada. Shatru buddhi vinashaya dipajyotir namostute. Dipajyotir namostute. Dipajyotir parabrahma. Dipajyotir janardana. Dipajyotir parabrahma.
With that, thank you so much for joining us, Satya and Jayesh and Shri. We will go ahead and kick off the session. We'll take a quick few seconds break and start with our first speaker today, Mr. Govt.
Is it my turn?
Yes. Good morning, Govt.
Good morning.
So let me do a brief introduction to Mr. Govt. Govt doesn't need any introduction. Anybody connected with semiconductor industry and Silicon Valley, they do know Govt. Govt claims he has silicon in his blood, and I do strongly believe that we don't need a blood test. Govt is a very successful semiconductor professional and a serial entrepreneur from Silicon Valley. He founded successful startups like Shri Graphics, Chips and Technologies, and most. He held engineering positions at National Semiconductor, Chips Technologies, IESA, and Commodore. Govt pioneered the PC chipset and graphics acceleration architecture that continue to be two of the founding technologies in every PC today. As an engineer, he is credited with developing several key semiconductor technologies and is regarded as a Silicon Valley visionary. Govt is currently the managing partner at Talwood Venture Capital and chairman of the board of Life. Talwood invests in unique and hard-to-do semiconductor technology solutions for computing, communication, and consumer platforms. Prior to forming Talwood, Govt was a venture partner at the Mayfield Fund. He pioneered the PC chipset and graphics acceleration architecture that continue to be two of the foundation technologies in every PC today. As an engineer, he is credited with developing several key semiconductor technologies and is regarded as a Silicon Valley visionary, as I mentioned earlier. Govt holds a bachelor degree in electrical engineering from the Mapua Institute of Technology in Philippines and an MS in electrical engineering from Stanford University. With that, Before Dada could address the delegates, we would like to play a small video, please.
My name is Dado Banata. I come from the north. My father was a farmer. I am an engineer. I grew up in a typical barrio in Cagayan Valley. Back then, there was no electricity, no telephones. I was taught math by moving bamboo sticks. There were no luxuries. Almost all of my classmates stopped going to school after 6th grade to help in the fields. But my father never asked me to help him. He wanted a better life for me. He made it clear his job was to keep food on the table. My job was to study. I went to high school far from my home. I felt inferior to the other students. They were from the city. I was the son of a farmer. When my friends played basketball, I studied. I fell in love with engineering. I wanted to build things. But when I graduated from a poor, there were no design jobs for engineers in the Philippines. So, I moved to America. I applied for a master's in engineering at Stanford University. I was excited, but I was also so intimidated. Everyone seemed smarter than I was. So I studied twice as hard. I saw an opportunity to design better computer chips, and I started a company. That company failed. No one told me that I could do it. I had to tell myself that I could. And so I tried it again. This time, we succeeded. My success is a direct result of my beginnings. It is the same will and determination that every Filipino possesses. Our country is one of the fastest growing economies in Asia. But over 30% of our people still live like I did growing up. But my life shows a different path is possible. It is why I started PhilDev. We imagine the Philippines where every school has internet, where deserving students are given scholarships, so they never have to stop learning, where thousands of young Filipinos start companies that hire millions more. We know hardship. It's time we learn success. I am not so special, but I am determined. My story could be your story. As Filipinos, it must be our story.
Yes, Dado, please.
Okay. I'm going to read my speech here, just to make it easy for me and for you guys. And I guess it is morning in India now?
Yes.
So good morning.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I am pleased and honored to address this first of its kind online IESA AI Summit. The focus of this event on driving the next generation of innovation is a rich and timely subject. The age of AI is upon us, bringing with it potentially the most expansive and transformational opportunities for innovation in the history of the electronics and semiconductor industry, opportunities to create and recreate companies, opportunities to transform how technology can solve real problems for businesses, governments, communities, and societies, and new opportunities as a result to enable economic growth of the developing world through technology-based innovation and entrepreneurship. 10 years ago, we, our group, established a foundation called PhilDev, Phil as in Philippines, Dev Development, to work with government and industry to understand and implement solutions for economic growth in the Philippines. PhilDev creates synergy between government organizations, the academia, and the private sector to establish programs that advance knowledge, to utilize the latest developments in science and technology, and inevitably create sustainable and inclusive economic growth in the Philippines. My view on innovation and entrepreneurship as the new foundation for economic development is the result of extensive meetings and discussion with entrepreneurs and friends from venture capital in Silicon Valley business community and industry and academia in the Philippines. This thinking applies to other developing countries as well. The new technology landscape that AI is facilitating opens opportunity for further based economic growth, particularly in countries such as India that already have a solid technology industry. This opens doors for innovation, entrepreneurs, and job creation. Take Blaze as an example. Blaze started by engineers from India, in fact, living in Silicon Valley. Blaze has innovated a new processor architecture, a new way to compute AI workloads. Blaze now has 200 plus employees in India and is one of a small but growing number of pioneering companies doing advanced processor design in India. The company was founded by 4 engineers with a better idea for how to compute AI workloads. AI is demanding both hardware and new software from which users will derive value. It is predictable that a large, good number of AI technology companies are emerging worldwide and will eventually consolidate, as has been the case historically during technology transformations. Large-scale adoption of AI technology as a tool to propel progress and solve long-standing problems is tremendously exciting, both in terms of the betterment of the way we all work and live, but innovation and entrepreneurship to achieve vision for eradication of poverty through sustainable high economic growth based on inclusive innovation. Economic inclusive growth is achieved when companies, capital, people, and ideas converge globally and digitally with government, academics, and private sector programs. Let's take a look at PhilDev. Path forward to achieve this goal.
In 2019, there were still 17.6 million Filipinos that lived below the poverty line. They receive a monthly income of 10,727 pesos for a family of 5. That's just 71 pesos per day per person. This means that our journey of eradicating poverty is a continuous commitment, because in spite of the progress, we still lack pathways for the underprivileged, and every Filipino should have the means to succeed. Since 2013, we have created pathways for more than 200 STEM scholars from all over the Philippines. We founded technopreneurship to give science and engineering students an option to explore the entrepreneurial career path. Over 539 universities are now offering this course all over the country. To support technopreneurship, we have also built 10 highly functional tech hubs to pave the way for a new breed of engineers who would like to produce and commercialize their innovations. Tech hubs not only enable innovation, but foster collaboration with 74 more cohort universities, industries, and communities. As centers of ideas and entrepreneurial endeavors, budding startups spawn new jobs that help drive economic inclusive growth. Experts from all over the globe were able to help us provide the best support to our university-based startups. Now, what's next? In this ever-changing world, we have to make sure that our future generations have equal access to opportunities and remove obstacles to paths forward. There is a call for bigger and better solutions in education, innovation, and entrepreneurship that are not only scalable, but also sustainable. We will create opportunities where companies, capital, people, and ideas can converge wherever they may be. We will do this by going global and going digital. We envision a world where Filipinos are recognized